Hello and welcome to Yoga by Nature podcast. I'm Morven and I'm offering you here a meditation that was recorded live at Tuesday morning's group meditation session that we do online. So the session begins with some standing, so it's a short standing meditation, and then we do some patting and some shaking to get into the body, and then we sit. And the whole practice altogether takes about 25 minutes. The sitting part is about 10 to 15 minutes. And so you have to make sure you're sitting or lying down really comfortably for that bit. It's a mindfulness meditation and it's on thought and sound. And thought and sound have quite a lot in common, more than you would initially expect. And when you're meditating, you will see instantly the connection between thought and sound, because they are both fluctuations that sort of pass through your consciousness, which you do not have any choice about receiving. So the practice is on receiving thought and receiving sound and becoming a witness to those fluctuations in consciousness. So I hope you enjoy it, and if you would like to join us on a Tuesday morning, it's free. You can sign up and you can join us live at 9:30. It's 9:30 to 10 a.m. every Tuesday, and if you're signed into the class, you will also get the recording. So if you can't attend live and you just want to do it on catch up, book the class, and then as soon as the class is finished, you will get a link to the recording, which is on Zoom, and you can also download that too. As always, any questions and comments, send them to me, info@yogabynature.org. When you're ready to book in for the Tuesday morning class, it would be fab to see you there. You can go to the website, which is yogabynature.org, and you can find the Tuesday morning meditation on the timetable, which is on the classes page. So I really hope to practice with you soon, and this goes out from me to you with lots and lots of love, and enjoy your practice. Namaste. Okay, so let's start. And if you would just like to come and stand in a steady, comfortable stance on, I was going to say on your mat, but it's not a yoga class, so it doesn't matter what you're standing on. So let's come and stand. And just take a moment, as you would build your sort of meditation seats, take some time to build your meditative stance, and have the qualities of the mountain sort of present in your posture. So finding steadiness, groundedness, and let the body really be, have a feeling of being in gravity. So standing tall and steady and broad, beautiful, and really rooted down into the earth, and with a sense of dignity sort of expressing itself through every cell of the body. There's a proudness to the posture, and also a quietness. And bring that feeling of dignity everywhere into the body, even into the fingertips, the tips of the toes, the tips of the ears, the backs of the knees. And now take a scan of your body and notice where you may be holding yourself up just a little bit more than necessary. So just seeing if your shoulders can soften down away from your ears. Can your toes completely relax here? So the toes are finding you in space, but they're not doing any work to hold you up. It's those strong sort of pyramids of the feet that are holding you up. Let the weight of the pelvis drop down through the legs. So the legs and the feet start to kind of sink into the earth, seeking an answer back from the earth. So as the feet sink down, the earth rises up to meet you, raises you up slightly. Become aware of the body in the space, touching into the space around you through all facets of the body being met by the space and meeting the space. And then just let the chin drop down towards the chest. And then just start by giving the shoulders a little wriggle. Maybe just kind of bringing the shoulders up and down. We're just going to start with a really gentle shake, like a slow motion shake. You can let the head be quite loose. You might even want to kind of give it a wobble to make sure that the neck muscles can relax, and then just slowly kind of building up so that your forearms and your hands and your fingers are shaking, more like sort of jostling. Great. And then bringing that shakiness into the legs. So if you take a little bend in the knees and maybe start by just sort of bobbing up and down. I do so much shaking that my body will do this by itself now. And so it will start kind of, it will start sort of spontaneously doing this. And just let your bum, your hips and your thighs go quite loose and wobbly. And allow the arms to be free. Now, if you transfer the weight over to one leg and give that leg a really good shake, and just see if you can really let the flesh wobble, and then make the foot go loose, give the foot a really good shake out. And then transferring the weight over to the other leg, have a wobble, have a shake. Great. And then just see if you can shake everything at the same time. It's quite hard to talk while you're doing that. And then bring the arms up. Give the wrists a really good shake around. We have a jump up and down. And then take a big inhale. And then sigh the breath out. Just come to a standstill. And then take a moment here in stillness. Maybe close your eyes if you're comfortable to have your eyes closed. And so you can turn your gaze inward and feel into the sensation now within the body, across the skin. And take a few breaths here, exploring the inner space with your breath. Just becoming aware of consciousness as a physical thing, as a physical presence. Okay, great. And if there are any more kind of wriggles and stretches and anything else that you need to do, if that's what the body needs to do this morning, then please feel free to have another wriggle, or your body might want to be still now. And let's come and take a meditation seat. And I say meditation seat, but you could equally be standing or lying down. There is no set way that you have to meditate. I'm going to sit on my bolster here with my legs crossed, and because that's how I like to do it, but it doesn't have to look a certain way. And finding a pose where you can sit with comfort, ease and steadiness. Comfort being the first and most important thing. And do be leaning against a wall or a chair if that feels best for you this morning. So taking care of your comfort first. And adjusting your posture so that you find, especially if you're sitting, that internal equilibrium where the alignment of the internal scaffolding just allows you to put minimal effort into your stance So if you align the bones of the spine, bring the head in line with that pathway of the spine. The muscles that support the spine don't have to work quite so hard. And make as many tiny micro adjustments as you need to find your center, where you feel as though you're perfectly placed on the ground. Allow the shoulders to soften down away from the ears. It might help to actually lift the shoulders first so that they can better sort of understand the process of dropping as the shoulder blades slide down the back. Making the neck feel longer, so the back of the neck that rises up gracefully from the back of the spine. The back of the skull slightly lifts towards the crown. Even perhaps having a sense of the skin on the back of the skull lifting. And make the skin on the back of the body heavy, so the skin of the back starts to drape down towards the hips. And the tailbone becomes heavy and drops down towards earth. The base of the body broadens. Notice if you're holding any tension in your thighs, letting the inner thighs soften, the groin to soften. Softening now into your elbows, letting the elbows dangle underneath the armpits if you're sitting. The wrists and the hands are loose. And the face is expressionless. And as you begin to turn your gaze inward, the face will naturally take on this expressionlessness, as you're no longer putting on a face for the outside world and what you might encounter there. There's no need to be guarded in this practice. See if you can cultivate the face you were born with. Moving your awareness into the back of the face, the space behind the face. And just breathing here for a few breaths, softening the back of the face with the touch of the breath. And becoming still. And we know that the body and the breath and the mind are never really still. But bringing in the feeling of stillness, resisting if you can any urge to fidget, just changing position if you need to. Resting into stillness so that you can better perceive all the fluctuations of sensation and breath and thought. Beginning to tap into the subtle realm. And relaxing into your meditation, noticing any tendency to be trying hard. If you're trying hard, that means your mind is taking over. Let your awareness be very light, bringing a lightness of touch into your awareness and your breath. With curiosity and maybe even amusement, beginning to observe all the sensations of the body and becoming a witness to all the activity of your mind this morning. Knowing that we cannot choose the thoughts we have, but we can choose to be a witness to them, so that we are looking at the thoughts rather than from them. And now begin to listen with a listening that's not just done with your ears, but with your whole body. Listen with your skin, your muscles, and your bones. Notice if you can hear the sound of your own breath. Are there sounds in the room coming from elsewhere in the building? Now become aware of any tendency to rush to meet the sound with your awareness. And see if you can allow the sound to come to you as if you were a microphone picking up sound waves that are moving through you. Just allowing the vibration of the sound to move through, and then letting your attention drift to the next sound. Now broaden your awareness and begin to listen to the far sounds. Perhaps there are sounds coming from the external environment, the street perhaps, whatever's surrounding the building you're in. Maybe some sounds from nature. Can you receive the sound without its label, its image and its story. Notice if you have begun to make stories about the sounds, or maybe even about the meditation that you're having right now. Watching yourself in the process of storytelling and returning to the listening state. And if you find yourself getting too caught up in all these stories of the mind, you can always turn back to your breath and find an anchor for your awareness there. I'm going to go quiet for a couple of minutes now. Just keep coming back to your breath, keep coming back to the sounds. Now bringing your attention back to your breath, keeping your awareness ever so light. It's like a butterfly perched on the petal of a flower. Become aware of the base of your body, the way it meets the ground. And gradually broaden your awareness to include the space around you. There's no need to open your eyes just yet if they're still closed. Just feeling into the space, maybe visualizing the room around you, the day ahead of you. And then when it feels like the right time for you, beginning to gently blink your eyes open and look around. Very, very gently making that transition from the inner world into the outer world. And taking some time to gently move into the rest of your day now. Making any movements that you need to move to make yourself comfortable now. Thank you.